Hey guys, I'm Cubus and this is my review of Driveclub, the PS4 exclusive racing game. The game has both single player and multiplayer modes, but you can tell that single player modes were put there just because they had to be put there. The game forces you to join a drive club so that you can unlock other cars that you can't unlock on your own. You must have a drive club of at least 2 players to do it, even if you want to only play single player mode, and that's a big no-no for me. On the other hand, the clubs are limited to 6 drivers only. That means that if you have a group of, I don't know, fans of your podcast or something that want to play together, you can't do it if there are 6 or more of you, because you have to split into 2 drive clubs or something like that. But put that things aside. If you have a friend that you can play together in a drive club and have your own team, then you will have a lot of fun. That's because the multiplayer is merged even into a single player mode. When you complete the race, you can see what times did your friends get, and you can try to beat them, and that's a hell of a lot of fun. Additionally, in every race there are some challenges that you can participate if you want to. It's beating the average top speed or getting the best drifting score on the section of the track, and that's quite fun because it makes even the driving on the first place a little more interesting when you want to get more fame points for additional activities. There was one more design decision that I didn't like in the beginning, but it came to me later. I mean, you can't choose any driving aids that you use. I mean, when I was playing Forza Motorsport on my Xbox 360 few years back, I never used ABS, traction control, or stability control. Here, you don't have a choice. But, if you think about it, it makes sense, because when you're driving in a multiplayer, everyone has the same chances. Only thing you can adjust in this matter is if you drive manual or automatic gearbox. Now to technicalities. It has been 7 months since the Drive Club has launched. The patches fixed most of the problems with multiplayer. There are almost none lags left, although I have seen some, and I don't like that when someone lags and they get into the ghost mode, so you don't crash in them, and you also don't get the draft area, tunnel, so you can't keep up with them as you would with the people that don't have luck, and that's quite a bad decision for me. Graphics are solid. It's 1080p at 30 FPS as far as I know, because I don't check these things, I just read them on the internet, and it's okay, but you get the feeling that they could have just more of the power from the PS4, and to be honest, I don't think the gameplay looks just as good as the trailers or screenshots that you can see on the internet. But I must admit, when you're playing single player and you don't have to wait for other players to connect, the loading times are really great. It takes literally seconds from the moment you choose the car to start driving the car, and that's a big plus for them. And so, just to have it covered, I must say that there are sounds. They aren't some spectacular sound effects or something like that. The music is okay, but it's no masterpiece, if you know what I mean. Here we come to the last part of my review, the marketing side. The game was announced in early 2013 as a launch title for PS4. Unfortunately, just before the launch of the console, the game was delayed, and the delay was getting longer and longer, so the game launched almost a full year after the console itself. And still, after that delay, the game was so rubbishly made that you couldn't even join multiplayer servers to get the points towards your Driveclub and unlock the vehicles, as I told you. That's why I didn't like that, and that's also very, very bad from the developers. But it's okay now after 7 months. But there are some more issues on the marketing side. First, there's a lot of DLC that you can buy, and I mean also trucks and cars. That means that when you're playing a multiplayer, which lobbies are a little different from what you know from, like, let's say Battlefield, you can get a race, play it through, and then get kicked from another race because you don't have a track to do with it or don't have a car that's applicable. On the plus side, the developers are giving some free cars in DLCs, but you have to go to the PlayStation Store and download them yourself. I mean, how hard is it to put them in the patches that are automatically downloaded by your console, so you would have them when you want to play? And the last biggest mistake they did with marketing this game. They announced it on February 2013 when they announced the PS4. And also, that same event, they said that it's going to be free for every PlayStation Plus on launch of the console. First, it got delayed for almost a year. Secondly, they told that after all, it's not going to be a full game in PlayStation Plus, just a bit of it, with I think it was 8 cars and 1 truck. I mean, it's like a demo for me, not a full paid game that they get you on PS Plus normally. And the PS Plus game was announced later to launch on the October PS Plus lineup, and it didn't. It was so buggy and so unplayable on multiplayer that it was pulled back from PlayStation Store and haven't been brought back since. Okay, the game is now really cheap, it's like $30 or something like that in PS2, but it's still, my god, how hard is it to listen to your consumers? They want your game that you have promised them, and that's the really big mistake that Sony made with this game. All in all, it's a decent game. I would normally give it like 7 on 10, but not in this channel, because I get the technicalities and I get the marketing counted in. So total, I think it's worth a buy if you get it used for like $15. Then it's okay, but don't spend any money on DLC, and don't believe people that say it is the best racing game ever. It's just not. It's just not. I've played many more games that were much more fun and had much better multiplayer than this, so I would say pass it. Thanks for watching my review, and see you later on Is It Patched?